This broadcast is inappropriate for all ages, right here on Gaming Division. This is the play spot. I am Kamurai, here to talk to you about games and things and stuff that I've been doing this past week. Not that it's been a lot of variety. Probably the wrong thing to do. Put these away. The week that I've had with things, you know what, I could probably add this. Yay. It's a thing. The week of gaming that I've had has been a lot of Tabletop Simulator, playing with Blender, trying to get these boards done properly, because it's not intuitive, it's not easy. You basically have to learn the beginnings of a skill, and I feel like I know far too much about Blender already on how to manipulate the models and everything. Like, I should never have to go as far as to know how to rotate the view and expand the models in all the different ways. It's not what I want to be doing with it. I don't want to be 3D modeling. I just need simple geometric shapes. It shouldn't be that hard. So that's been a key point of it throughout the whole week. And I finally got it to where I can load the model in from Blender, or I can export it from Blender, and then load it into Tabletop Simulator as a .object. But it's just not going well. For whatever reason, I can't apply a texture to it, because even if it's just like a black square, I should be able to apply that as like a PNG or a JPEG to the object in Tabletop Simulator. And doing custom games and stuff in there is not, it's just not easy, and that's fine. I'm not asking for it to be easy. I'm asking for it to be possible, because I'm following tutorials and I'm doing exactly what I'm told to do. And so often, when I do things, it seems that just doing the steps is not enough. You have to know something and compensate at any given point. I find that a lot in programming, that we definitely hit those bumps and blocks. It's, well, you should be able to do things like this, this, and this, but it has these other 10 assumptions associated with it that you don't know about, that you don't know only apply to your computer. There's not things that specify, like, just different specificities that people use. Occasionally, like, there's a program or something that will interfere, and you don't know that until it happens. So I'm not complaining about, why can't I just do it? I'm saying that, like, I want to have the resources in a short, readable fashion in order to get there. We're in the age of the world where I honestly don't know if I believe in higher education per se. The internet is free, it's there, but it's so disorganized and cluttered up, that being that everyone's just a rogue cowboy with it. I like having big central locations for things. It sounds like a ridiculous idea, but if every picture ever made was stored in the same network, and then like all duplicates were resolved to singles, like, that would actually be a sensible action. And I bet, and when the AIs take over, like, that's going to be part of their organization. It'd be like, well, these don't belong here like this, and you'll see just permutations of everything stored there. Oh God! So, regardless of sounding like a nutter, but I finally got my hexagon piece in Tabletop Simulator, and later tonight or tomorrow or this week, sometime, I'll figure out how to add the texture to it, because it's got to be something simple that I'm missing. And it may be as far as simple as a setting there, or changing out away from a .obj, an object file. But that takes up, it's just taken up so much time that I could have been used for gaming, or anything, other project work in the same projects even, because I need to get to playtesting a couple of those, because I'm not sure. Piece limitation's never really been a thing of mine that I like, but I've got to figure out some balancing issues for at least one of the games, and I actually probably should redo the chits or whatever, so that they're more customed. But we'll get there. We'll get there. As long as I don't die in the next week, we'll make some progress. So like I don't think I got to Minecraft at all. I kept going, oh, I could play a little bit of Minecraft, and then get away from it, because Minecraft's always been my go-to to play, like just to eat a little bit of time or do whatever. It's not like an intensive game. I can stop playing at any time. It's really good to it's a really good toy to have to pick up and put down as available. And if I'm sitting around watching some shows to catch up for like another podcast that I do on Tuesdays, it's a good thing to have on in front of me so I can actually do things if I want to be entertained, or if I don't actively want to be doing things. Or I've always found it relaxing. I actually used to play it to go to sleep, just chewing through mountains. It's it's good. What I'm doing right now doesn't really fit to that, unfortunately, because my crazy self, I've got complex building plans going on. I really need to get in there and make that warehouse, though. That would be fun. Say fun, it would be a thing. And of course, I can hear my phone in the other room, and I don't have it here. What time is it? It's probably Uber. Fuck them. Um, I had a point I was leading up to about gamings and times and Minecraft. But what I have spent a good bit of my time doing recently is playing Paragon. It's not even that like I truly enjoy playing the game. I'm enjoying discovering the game. Because you can only really discover it, it seems, by playing it. So you go through the motions, and it's always about committing. I mentioned this before. You have to commit to whatever you do. So you're like, well, I built this. I decided to do this. I picked this power up. You're stuck in it. You're going. So you've got to build off that, whatever you do. And if you can shift strategies a little bit, um, but pretty much as soon as you pick your character, you know you're going to do like one of three things. And so your equipment and your cards are going to go into helping that out one way or the other. So right now I've got essentially three builds that I found are working for me. I've got a speed-based Sparrow build. I've got a special one for her where she's doing life gain, but it's kind of like making the Sevarog that I did high damage, because that was fun, but I don't have the cards for it. Or at least for Sevarog, I got the cards for Sparrow. It's just not as effective as Speed. Um, so Sevarog is great when you go super tank. He's fantastic. Or as I think so, anyways. He's a little slow. It's a little hard to get melee guys up into combat without a good jump. And if you waste his rush, he's so slow that it's going to be hard to catch up. Um, and then I've started playing with Kalari, and apparently she's the jungler. She's the equivalent of a jungler in Paragon to compared to other things. So I'm going to start picking up Kalari and playing with her a little bit more, and seeing if I can't learn to jungle correctly, and then do a harvester game. Because to be honest, that was a lot of fun not being responsible for a lane, just kind of running around playing the harvester game and everything. Because I can make just as many upgrade points for everybody else doing that, but it means that I'm not progressing the lanes, or necessarily the defending lanes, at least not consistently. So, but I'm watching other people play Kalari on things, because you go into Epic Games and you load up Paragon. There's a watch tab at the top, and if you click that, there's all the games listed, and you can actually click on your friends list if you want to see the games that you want your friends are in first, and then the rest of the games will follow that. And it's really cool. At Mark's insistence, I went in and I spectated his game that him and Actor were playing, and like so I could actually go and watch their battles from above. There's like a 20-second delay or something, so you can't really like tip people off per se. Not effectively. I wouldn't know how to do it anyways. And when you are doing that, you can do all sorts of things. As you can elevate, you can go much higher than I would ever imagine you'd be able to go. And look down the thing. You can see all the mini map. There was only one problem that I had with it, and that was that uh, the how do I say it? The coloration on the mini map was opposite of coloration everywhere else. Um, Minor thing, but looking at the mini map and then looking at people, it's like, wait, which one's which? Where are my friends? So it is a little confusing. But you can hero chase as well, so you can have the camera follow, and so you essentially see any player's view. God, you're loud. Um, so I was just following Kalari for about half of it. Oh my God, Kitty, you're falling out of the matrix. Um, so I was just following Kalari for a lot of it to try to pick up tips, and you see her do the same kind of things I was doing. She's just doing them better. She would go kill a couple monsters, pick up a buff, run, do a harvester, jump into combat for a little bit, maybe kill somebody, and then run out and keep doing the things. Um, that's the thing with Kalari is that I feel like she doesn't belong in a single lane. If she if you're gonna have her do that, then you put her in a lane near the mid harvester, and then you have her jungle back and forth. And picking up as necessary because she is almost a support character, not quite, but almost. Um, so it's very interesting how all that goes. I'm enjoying learning it, and I think I just need to do more practice, more practice, more practice, and eventually I'll figure it out and get there. And I don't know if I'll ever understand it in the same lengths that some of the other guys do, but I'll get there. Uh, I don't know. I'm not going to be the hard hitting winner for the team. It seems like, but I'm not competitive enough. It's why I've stayed away from MOBAs. I don't care enough to do research and learn things outside the game. I want to have the game teach me things. It's the point of games to me is that it's an interface that you can play, and it should help you along. It shouldn't hamper you. It shouldn't take the game away from you. It shouldn't do all these things. And I'm finding these things in Sun Age Battle for Elysium because, quite honestly, the game's pissing me off. It looks like a cute little RTS. When I was playing with Kane, um, it is fun to plant and build stuff, but they didn't build the game very well. And there's some obvious problems uh, with things. And you may or may not disagree with me, but like in the first level, there's actually not a glitch, but well, I guess it's a bug where you can skip doing all the fighting. You just take your little flying thing and go fly to the escape hatch, and then you go down the escape hatch, and you don't have to fight anybody. And it pretends like you wiped everybody out. So we'll see what happens if I get back to that map later, because that'll be interesting. Um, um, it's oh my gosh, it's an interesting bit. And then there was a mission, and I hated these missions in StarCraft too. Like I'm still thinking back, and it's like no, it's not what I want. I want to be able to generate units where they give you a fixed amount of units, and you have to use those units to get through some narrow passages, which makes it super linear and not totally strategic. But there's several things that happen very strangely in Sun Age, like the way units group up. They try to make it automatic so that you don't deal with it. So because they do that, it's very hard for you to actually deal with it. If you want to separate the commander, or if you want to split the troops up, you've got to like box it just right. And then the troops never go where you tell them to. It is what it feels like. Maybe they do sometimes. So it's not good. There's no battle mode, so you can't have them stay put. They'll just chase anything they want to chase. And then also, they won't necessarily fire at things that come in, even if it's shooting back at them. Um, or if you specifically target something. I hate some of the behavior that I'm getting out of the AI in that game, or out of the models in general. It's not necessarily the AI; it's my troops that are fucking it up, and I do not approve. Very upset at this at this point. I want to keep playing the game though. I want to get through it, and I think once I get through that, I'm going to take an RTS break, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go into Warcraft. So I think Sun Age is going to be the thing that I use to really gear up to what's the word, to get excited about RTS again, and hopefully that'll be a thing that we can do, and it'll be fine. Is that any better? It's a little better. I have no idea why the headset is being picked up on the green screen. Um, but oh god, what did that do to my shoulders though? Yeah, no, I don't know. Uh, I went to order the bookcases for the set behind where it should be, so I can put all my board games up. And quite honestly, it's out of stock now. So if I go to like Walmart or IKEA, then I can probably get them. But eh. It's really how I feel. It's like, no, I should just be able to order these. And I think I was looking at the wrong cases before when I was looking at them cheap, so like I'll get the next step up, which is the ones I actually want, and then that actually gives me options to doing things. Because if I can get them through Amazon Prime, I'm going to. Because why wouldn't I get it through Amazon Prime? You know, at a point where I'm doing grocery shopping there. But this is not that show. This is about games and stuff. So today, I ended up playing a little bit of Pandemic. I got to teach that to somebody, and it was fantastic to pick that up again. I really enjoyed playing Pandemic. We did really well, which makes me wonder how well things were shuffled, and I probably should have shuffled it better. I think I since I had to pull the Epidemic cards out for some reason, other people have used my games in the past, so fuck them. Um, the maybe I did shuffle quite well enough, but I was the researcher, so I was able to hand cards off to her really well, and then she was the operations expert, so we managed to throw down a research station pretty easy and use it to shuttle. But other than that, like I think we got really lucky. Once we got the four cures, though, we were like, let's see if we can't sunset everything, and we had gotten the blue and the red really fast, and we almost had the yellow cleared, but the black just got out of control. It was really interesting. If you're not familiar with Pandemic, it's a cooperative uh, board game where you are fighting against the diseases in the world. There's four diseases you got to find the cure for, and you find the cure by getting five of a kind. There's a scientist. There's special roles that you could get. One of them being the scientist, which can give you four of a kind instead of five. And if you know anything about poker, that's a huge difference. And it's not five of a kind, but it's five of the same color, like a flush. Um, we pulled out Ticket and Ride, but we never really got to it, so we got distracted, and that's fine. That can be its own fun game. But I'm looking forward to playing some Sun Age here, and it is past 6 o'clock, so if you aren't aware, you can go over to like twitch.tv/weirdlanes and watch Dominion of Estland. They do live D&D every Sunday night. I try to do my little thing before that, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for listening and watching, however you ingest this content. I am Kamurai. Until next time, that's game over. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go to click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.